When it comes to where you live, nothing beats the feeling of feeling safe. So in today's video, we are going to talk about big cities with surprisingly low crime rates. So if you are moving to another city, or you are just curious like me, stick around because today we are going to find the safest cities to live in the United States. What's going on, everybody? My name is Trey and welcome to my channel Just Curious. In my last video, I went over the most dangerous cities to live in the United States, but today I wanted to talk about the safest cities in the US. Now the rankings are based on total and violent crime rates in the cities, and I researched over 40 big cities with low crime to narrow it down to these 10. Before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and like this video to see more top 10 videos about the US. But with that said, let's get started with number 10. At number 10, we have Chandler, Arizona. Now, Chandler is a suburb of Phoenix and is an excellent all-around city and ranks high in all areas when it comes to what you look for in a city such as low crime and good schools. Now, there are plenty of things to do and beautiful nature to enjoy around the area, and the total crime rate in Chandler is 12% below the national average, and the violent crime is 47% below the national average. In Chandler, you only have a 1 in 49 chance of becoming a victim of crime. At number 9, we have Plano, Texas. Plano is a suburb north of Dallas, Texas, and when it comes to places to live, there are not too many places better than Plano. Plano ranks excellent in schools, employment, housing, crime, you name it. The only bad thing I can find is the cost of living, and that's to be expected for all the great things you get here. Now, the total crime rate in Plano is 23% below the national average, and the violent crime is 60% below the national average. In Plano, you only have a 1 in 56 chance of becoming a victim of crime. At number 8, we have El Paso, Texas. Now, El Paso is by far the largest city on this list, so to make the top 10 with such a high population is pretty remarkable. Now, El Paso doesn't rank the best when it comes to housing and employment, but it does have a very low cost of living for a city of this size, which is unusual, especially for a city with low crime. So the total crime rate in El Paso is 34% below the national average, and the violent crime is 18% below the national average. But in El Paso, you only have a 1 in 65 chance of becoming a victim of crime. At number 7, we have the city of Henderson, Nevada. My family and I actually just took a trip to Las Vegas not too long ago, and we were definitely impressed with the Henderson area. This is a beautiful and clean city, and if you want things to do, Las Vegas is right down the road. You also aren't far from many great outdoor activities. Henderson is actually where I plan on moving before I ended up here in Florida because it ranks so well in all areas of living and has great schools. Now, the total crime rate in Henderson is 30% below the national average, and the violent crime is 46% below the national average. In Henderson, you only have a 1 in 62 chance of becoming a victim of crime. At number 6, we have Virginia Beach, Virginia. When it comes to a bigger city near the water, it's hard to beat Virginia Beach. The education in Virginia Beach is outstanding, and there are plenty of things to do in the area. There is definitely a lot of military presence around, and I am sure that has something to do with the safety and low crime in the area. The total crime in Virginia Beach is 31% below the national average, and the violent crime is 75% below the national average. In Virginia Beach, you only have a 1 in 63 chance of becoming a victim of crime. At number 5, we have the city of Irvine, California. Now, Irvine is the suburb that is located south of Los Angeles. Irvine has top-notch schools, low crime, good employment, and has great amenities as well. The main issue about living in Irvine would be the cost of living, which is pretty typical anywhere you go in California. Now, the total crime rate in Irvine is 34% below the national average, and the violent crime is 87% below the national average. In Irvine, you only have a 1 in 65 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Coming in at number 4, we have yet another city in Arizona, and that is Gilbert. Gilbert is another suburb of the Phoenix area, and it's neighbors with our number 10 city, Chandler. Once again, Gilbert is a great place to raise a family and is ranked the second best place to live in all of Arizona. When it comes to crime, Gilbert is about as safe as you can get with a large city, with the total crime being 49% below the national average and the violent crime being 72% below the national average. In Gilbert, you only have a 1 in 85 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Coming in at number 3, we have Frisco, Texas. Now, Frisco is another suburb located north of Dallas, and wow, does the city have a ton of positive things about it. Frisco is highly rated in amenities, employment, housing, and in education. It's very hard to find a better all-around place to live than Frisco, Texas. The total crime rate is 55% below the national average, and the violent crime is 78% below the national average. In Frisco, you only have a 1 in 95 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Coming in as the runner-up, we have Port St Lucie, Florida. Port St Lucie is located on the Atlantic side of Florida, a couple hours north of Miami. Now, Port St Lucie is expensive, but it isn't as bad as a lot of other places on this list, which is surprising with it being right off the water. Also, there are plenty of things to do around the city, and it does rank well for housing. Now, where the city shines is the low crime rate. The total crime rate in Port St Lucie is 60% below the national average, and the violent crime is 67% below the national average. In Port St Lucie, you only have a 1 in 107 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Okay, now before we reveal the number 1 safest city to live in the United States, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and give this video a like if you enjoyed it so far. Also, comment down below on any topics you'd like me to cover in future videos. Now let's get to number 1. Coming in as the number 1 safest big city to live in the United States, we have Arlington, Virginia. Now, Arlington is located right across the river from Washington, D.C. The city has many things to do with great employment and great public schools. There's also a lot of interesting history in the area being located so close to D.C. The total crime rate in Arlington is 62% below the national average, and the violent crime is 71% below the national average. In Arlington, you only have a 1 in 112 chance of becoming a victim of crime. Okay, everybody, that does it for the safest big cities to live in the United States. Please comment down below on what you found surprising on this list. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more top 10s on factors here in the United States. Now, I appreciate you all for watching today, and I wish you all nothing but the best.